What's up, party people? Welcome to Saturday's Curly Views for Use. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Amber uploaded. I figured I'd get it out before I go and do my job number 2. So I already saw the title. It is responding to Alexis, my sexuality, and Weight Watchers weigh in number 1. I am so perplexed by the gelatinous space that is Amberlynn Reid. I'm very confused. But let's see what she has to say. I mean, I think I put out my Alexis video about a week ago. So now she's finally responding to her, which is pretty wild. I don't know if Alexis put out anything else since then. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's see what Miss Reid has to say. She's going to clap back at the haters. Woo.
Hello. So it is February 27th, and I'm going to...
You have a stain on your shirt, Amber. Get it together.
Start this vlog with Thursday Weight Watchers weigh-in day. So I weighed in today at 5:13, so I'm going to put that here.
So all of us, have said, because we're beating a dead blob person here, she doesn't give her weights out when she's not doing well or whatever. Like, she's even said that too. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys my weights if it's not going the way I want. She has such a control issue. It's pretty fucking scary. It's pretty fucking scary to be a person of that size and that stature, to be like, you know what, guys, I know I'm doing what's right for my body and myself. Like, it's as if this girl never watched an episode of My 600-Pound Life. It's crazy.
So I gained 2 pounds in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So with Weight Watchers, that gives me 78 daily points, but you can get 4 rollover points for the...
See, this is where it loses me, because she is so... It sounds like the controlling rantings of a mad woman. It's like that's why we go down to the 10th of a pound when she does her weigh-ins. And it's like, girl, come on. Why are we down to nickel and diming? Like, we need to put charge. You need to lose tens of pounds, not tenths of pounds. You need to lose tens of pounds. And she's just like, oh, well, I want to control something else, so I'm going to go back to Weight Watchers. They do all this point system, and then I can write it in my book and rewrite it 3 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's like more busy work than action work. But, what else is new?
The next day, if you have at least 4 of your daily points unused. So that will be added on to the weekly points, which you get.
And again, it's more of this, let me throw everything at them and see what sticks. And I recognize this behavior in my drug addict family member, where it's like, let's talk. Okay, I have a problem with you. Well, I don't even want to say the alphabet, because she's been doing that, but they'll throw every other subject at you other than the one that you want to talk about, basically. Like, every other piece of information to overload you. And then that way you just kind of lose interest. You get too confused. And then they can go about, being in their blissful ignorance. But, it's not ignorance. It's obviously manipulation. But
28 of those. So I'm going to try my very hardest to only do Thursday weigh-ins. For sure, for you guys, I'm talking about in my own personal life, I'm going to try very hard not to privately step on that scale. When I'm on track and I'm doing a diet.
And when you're talking to somebody and they close their eyes, it's because they can't look at you to tell the truth. So...
I love to step on that scale daily, sometimes multiple times a day. I have done that, but I really want to focus.
And I think she sits her back shelf on her wall shelf. I'll say it once, I said it again.
On stepping on it once a week on Thursday, and I want to lose a couple pounds a week. This is not me trying to lose 14 pounds in a week. Absolutely not. We see that does not work for me. So I want to do slow and steady. And by doing steady, it's going to continue on. I'm going to keep losing weight, because when I do it fast, like losing...
She's so delulu. Like, I've never been this close to somebody who should be diagnosed as insane.
14 pounds, 10 pounds a week. I lose like a good 20, 25 pounds, and then I gain it all back. It's a vicious cycle, and I'm tired of it. All right, you guys, so I wanted to give you a daily update.
All right, now we're back to the tea. And she obviously doesn't hate it, because, look, we're already looking at ourselves. We're already saying how good the lie is. Your hair's looking like crap, too. She's so gross.
Yes, but like, I'm going to. I need to like clear the air, give some explanation. Lately, with what's been going on, if I did this for every
Like, she can't even move her shoulders to do her little shoulder thing. So bad.
scenario that is being said, that's all my channel would be. I don't want that. I am letting people say whatever they want.
It's so strange how this person who has had a channel for 10 plus years has 250,000 people that are subscribed to said channel, and she's consistently saying at least once a week, if not more, this is the way my channel is. This is what I'm supposed. This is what I want to do with my channel. This is my channel. Like, and it's always changing. Like, it's just there's no structure. But how can you expect a blob person to have structure, Curly? They can't, because they're a blob person.
Whether it's a lie, whether it's exaggeration, I don't care at all. It sucks for me.
Whether it's a lie or an exaggeration or alliteration or a soliloquy, it doesn't matter to Amber. She's just gonna say it.
But like, it is what it is. But like, this whole Alexis Dalton thing is like not okay. And I'm mentioning it and bringing it up because...
And I said it then, I'll say it again. The Deftones fans do not claim Dalton. You know, it's really... When you do start healing and when you do reach certain points of the healing where, you know, you're rebuilding and things don't hurt as much as they used to anymore. I actually had to go through that with this band because they were introduced to me by one of my early adolescent, you know, first loves. And our first go around back then, I had to break it off about 15 years ago. I had to break it off just because I had different plans in my head for what I wanted us to be. This person did not have the same plans in mind and often wanted to discount me pretty much. I was often the second choice and things like that. And, you know, I chalked it up to us being young and in our early 20s and, you know, who really knows what they want and that kind of stuff back then. And yeah, the Deftones is a band that they introduced me to. So after that first initial, you know, us going separate ways, I couldn't listen to the music like at all without thinking of them and getting upset and things like that. And then I had met a partner, and through that relationship, I would listen to the Deftones like very, very sparingly, and it would still hurt a little bit, but of course it didn't hurt as much. And then once I went through that stuff with my ex-partner and, you know, recognizing the abuse, and now I see it from somebody who hasn't known me all of my life, and, you know, we pretty much started dating when we met. And now looking back on relationships after I got out of that one, it was like, okay, like now I know what a bad relationship looks like, and all, you know, like that's not what I want. And I actually had to, I actually wasn't healed, basically. I didn't make it out of that. Yes, I was able to listen to the music and things like that and what have you. I ended up moving near that first initial adolescent partner. And I thought maybe because we were adults, they and I had went through, you know, whatever our experiences were for the last 15 years. I thought we had grown up, you know. I found myself still attracted to them. But come to find out, after a couple of years, I was in a long game with a narcissistic abuser. And I didn't know that. I only saw the fast track of the narcissistic abuse, you know, over the course of 5 years. I didn't know that my abuses started in my teens and then continued after that. I thought that I had it in my head. No, they didn't mean to hurt me, you know, like he would never hurt me, but I got to go for my best interest. You know, I have to cut it, you know. And going back, I thought, okay, maybe we can rekindle, you know, at least a friendship. And then the friendship led to more. And it wasn't until I was he kept doing the same things that he did when we were in adolescence. But this time as an adult. So it was more shiesty. You know, I probably didn't see 99% of what they were doing. The way that they were talking to me, I didn't even realize was horribly abusive until it got abusive. And then that person, somebody I've known for 25 plus years, I never expected them to have outbursts on me because there were never any times like that. Like there were never any times in the past where they had gotten so upset about their life. Because if somebody's getting upset with you and they are an abuser, it's usually about them. It has nothing to do with you. So going through the the quote unquote breakup again as an adult, yes, it hurt so horribly. And I spent a lot of tears, a lot of just emotion, letting go of that relationship. And I am so much better for it. I'm just so happy and grateful to myself that I saw I did not want to go down that path again, even though I was in it for probably a year or two due to COVID. I'm just really grateful that I didn't back down and I didn't say, you know what, I'm going to continue to be this doormat. I'm going to continue to hear the raging. I'm going to continue to give myself. I stopped that with this person. And at the time they were very important to me. And, you know, once I got into the therapy and everything, that's when I started to learn about attachment styles and about trauma bonding. And I recognized a lot of that within the relationships that I had around or had in the past. And unfortunately, that person decided that their narcissism was more than the care that they could put for anyone in their life. And I unfortunately had to witness that and be a part of that. I was physically assaulted, verbally assaulted, monetarily assaulted. Like it was all of them. And thankfully, as an adult now, it's just like, I'm not doing that again. Like that was a teenage girl, you know, a young adult going through those emotions. And now 10, 15 years from that, it's like, Carly, what are you doing? Like, there's no reason that you should be, you know, crying about this person. There's no reason that they should make you cry, you know? Like, it's, when you're in it, it's so difficult to, my friend always said, to see the forest through the trees or something. It was always hard for me to back out and get, you know, an eagle point of view down at my situation, because I was just always in it. And I was living, you know, minute to minute thinking, well, no, they want to do that to me. That's crazy. And no, it's not crazy for an abuser. It's the norm, actually. That's what they enjoy doing. They do the same thing to their family. They do it to all their friends. If they do have any friends, they're usually enablers of that person. So they don't see anything wrong, which that younger friend did not. They're often surrounded by what Dr. Ramani calls flying monkeys. So it's your yes men, it's your, you know, it's the people that condone their behavior. It's the people that say to me, what do you mean? They're not doing that. No, they speak so highly of you. You know, like it was hearing both sides of that coin. It's like, I'm getting abused, and then your friends are saying to me, oh no, it's just how they are. Or I see how you interact with your friends and I'm like, oh no, that's just how he is. And then I realize, like, no, I'm getting the extra special treatment. It was hard to break. Trauma bonds are very hard to break, very difficult to break. You have to like really dissect them and know why a person's in your life. And as soon as that was coming around for me and I realized this is not a person that's contributing positively to my life, and if anything, they were beating me down quite literally and quite literally. And I'm just really grateful that I have the strength, and I'm sure it's because of, you know, what I went through, you know, my first 10 years of life. Yeah, I thought I was in a safe space by that point. You know, as an early teenager, I thought my family and my extended family had my best interest, and like, come to find out, like, nobody really cared. Nobody, I mean, it seemed to me that unless I was in dire straits, nobody really gave a shit. Unless there was drama, unless there was some type, like, for example, like I always have this thought, like, what if I went the direction of the rest of a lot of my family, fell into drugs, lived on the street, you know, just fuck all with life, right? People in my family have gotten so many chances to lie, cheat, and steal from other family members. Everybody always finds out. Everybody always knows the deal. But then those people are still welcomed and still given a hand, given help. Meanwhile, you have the strong people who know how to swim, or at least learned how to swim with the best of their ability, you know, and they don't necessarily have a life raft, but, you know, I got a door, you know, like Titanic style that I'm laying on. So I'm not completely drowning. And if anything, I got more ignored and more neglected because I didn't have those, to me, negative traits that I was going through. So, you know, check on your strong friends is what I have to say to that too. But yeah, back to Dalton and his Deftones shirt. I'm going to see the Deftones soon. They're touring North America. I'm so excited. It's going to be a nice little, like, that little. It's gonna be loud and sweaty, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I actually got pit tickets, and I haven't been in for pit. That means like the general admission ground level, so there's like no chairs, and you can like, you know, try to get to the front and all that jazz. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. It's gonna be so much fun. And like the fact that I'm excited and I can listen to their music, and it's almost at no connection. It's almost all mine. It's about 98% all mine. Do I still get a tinge every once in a while? Like if I sing a lyric and I'm like, that motherfucker, yeah. But it no longer, you know, I hear the first note of a song and then I'm like, ugh, and then it reminds me of that negative experience. So again, the growth is possible, guys. It does take time. And, you know, you can just do the best that you can. You know, the hard truth is that there's no end to healing. It doesn't end. You just grow to fit it better.
Alexa straight up doxed somebody, and that is just like so uncalled for. So here is a mini storytime /
I don't see how that was doxing. I mean, she did show him, but like, and she did give his name. Is that what doxing is? I thought doxing is like when you like really look into people's lives and like do that type of shit. I didn't know it would be like just mentioning, you know, like what if I went out and I went to a McDonald's and I was like, yeah, now I'm at this McDonald's. Like, is that doxing? I don't know.
/ how I feel. I was doing my live stream and people were like, oh, Dalton. And I was so confused. I thought maybe it was something Alexis like brought up months ago, just like in passing, and people were just now bringing it up. But no, while I was live streaming, Alexis uploaded a whole ass video. And in that video, she's talking about something that literally has nothing to do with anything.
I did do a reaction to that video if you want to check it out.
At all. Like she's bringing up a situation that I had with someone during like a vulnerable time in my life and using that as like tea, or I don't know what she's doing, but it's just like genuinely all around creepy. Alexis has lied a lot in her videos and people eat that shit up because they love the tea of it all. Amberlynn equals bad.
Amber, I do not eat shit. You eat shit.
Everyone who spills tea on Amberlynn equals just like amazing. I feel like sometimes people even are like, oh, I know this is a lie, but it's too good, so let's just like hang on to it. And like,
and what's odd is that this is coming, yeah, see, she doesn't believe what she's saying. She's looking at herself again. It's amazing that this is coming from someone who consistently lies to her audience for the past 10 years. It's rich.
Keep it as a narrative. So in this video where she talks about Dalton, she also talked about me being diagnosed with BPD. She said I was never diagnosed. And that's funny to me because me and Alexis actually bonded over the fact that we were both diagnosed with BPD. We would literally talk about it ad nauseum. Just like.
And you're probably saying everything that she's said to you. You haven't been diagnosed as BPD. You were allegedly, still allegedly, because honestly, she could have just bought for the most recent, whatever this most recent, you know, mental health crisis is. She could have just bought those books. You know what I mean? Like she could have just bought them and said, oh yeah, I'm supposed to work through these books, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to keep my therapy separate. You could have just got those on Amazon. Like we don't know that you're seeing a doctor still. And then as for you being quote unquote diagnosed, you've already told us that a healthcare professional mentioned to you during one of your one visit that you do seem to have traits of this specific diagnosis, but they could not give you that diagnosis because they were not qualified. That means that you were not diagnosed. She's so stupid.
Constant. So this is more proof for me that she's not out to like share her story.
Proof for you. Like you're delusional. So like proof for you is fantasy.
She's not out for the truth. She's definitely just out for vengeance. Vengeance over what? I don't know. In every video that she has uploaded, there has been multiple.
Now, why wouldn't you know that, Amber? And that's because that, again, it's the narcissistic veil. You don't understand because you don't care about anybody other than yourself. Alexis had feelings for you, has feelings for you, whatever. That's very obvious because, you know, why would she spend the time to make her videos and stuff? You hurt her. You try to keep her on the back burner. You try to keep her around so you could still get your rocks off if your lineup, you know, wasn't doing it or dropped you. You were using her. And now she's using you. That's just what it is.
Just like lies and exaggerations, like all scattered within. But this whole Dalton thing, it definitely did happen. But people are so obsessed with like the concept of like, oh, Alexis is spilling tea, or oh, Amberlynn's not a lesbian, she's actually bisexual. But people are like missing the fact that she literally doxed someone innocent. She showed his.
So again, wow. To see it in real time on video, it makes it easier for me to see it in my real life. And I love that. Because like now I'm kind of now I just sit back and like, if I do talk to anybody that I no longer want to, which I really don't too much often, which is great. But I do know going into future conversations, I will be taking a step back. I will listen more as opposed to trying to fix, which I often try to do. So I'm going to just sit back and let them continue to dig because that's what they do. They just throw everything at you and then, you know, whatever sticks is what you can get mad at. But it's like everything. It's like their whole being is disgusting. It's not specific points and specific things they've done. It's their whole being. So yeah, I wonder, like, let's just see what she has to say.
It's like a video. And not only that, but like there are reaction channels now using that video and using his name and just like continuing the doxing. Like it's just very inappropriate and it's wrong. And I don't know why people are like standing by that. I've always had people questioning my sexuality. I think it's weird. But to have like thousands and thousands of people do that, like makes it even more weird. And I'm just like, bro, when I say I'm a lesbian, like I actually mean that. People think I'm a lesbian because they think that men don't want me. They do. They very much do. I just don't want them. No offense. 2020.
Feeders want you. People who enjoy seeing you unhealthy, morbidly unhealthy, like you. I don't think that counts, baby girl.
It was a crazy year for me. When I first moved into this apartment, like October of 2023, November of 2023, and December of 2023, that was like, those 3 months were bad for me. Like, I shared a little bit of that in vlogs, but you guys honestly didn't even know the half of it. I shared that I was turning to alcohol because I genuinely was. I was getting drunk like every single night. Like, sometimes I'd get so drunk that I'd wake up the next morning, I would feel absolutely awful, and I wouldn't remember much from the night prior. So that's why when I told myself I need to stop drinking alcohol, and I was actually able to do that, it like put some relief in me because I was really scared because like I was being reliant on it, but I was like, I have an addictive personality.
I don't even know what I want to say. I'm just, why can that be the scene for alcohol, but she can't see that for food?
I come from like a family of addicts. I was like, I cannot be an alcoholic right now. Thankfully, when I told myself I'm going to stop drinking,
right
and how long I'm going to stop drinking, like I was able to do it cold turkey. Like I was totally fine. But it didn't take away the fact that I was becoming reliant on it. Like I was depressed, heartbroken, lonely. I was living in a new state by myself for the first time in my life. Like I was going through a lot, and I felt myself turning to people and to situations and things I normally wouldn't have. I get a lot of men reaching out to me in my DMs. This isn't the flex. This isn't anything weird like that. This is just me stating like a fact. And I never replied to them, obviously, because I'm not interested. But in 2023, during that phase of where I was just like going through a lot, I did reply to Dalton. He was really sweet and kind, and he was making me feel good about myself where I felt bad. He was a friend of mine, but there was some...
Dalton, don't let me catch you at a Deftones show, man. No, honestly, if I did happen to run into this character, I would ask and be like, listen, like, can you fill me in on ALR? Like, is it really because she is so big and shapes? Is that what you're into? And what about it are you into? Like, do you just want to be buried under all of that? Like, I don't know. What happened just to TNA, man? What happened to TNA?
Stuff. And yeah, it felt weird to me, and I would engage in it a little bit, but he genuinely was so sweet, and he's super attractive. So it kind of made...
He was just so sweet and so attractive, and he made me come and feel really great about myself because I got off on the phone with him. Like, what is this girl, man?
Like, easier for me to like engage in these things. One night I got extremely drunk, and he ended up calling me, and things went to a different level than they probably would have if I was sober. Like, I feel awful saying that out loud, and I hate that Alexis like shared my voice memos but didn't share her voice memos, might I add. I did notice that, and I know a lot of people also did as well.
Well, share them, ALR. Like, why do you try to breadcrumb this bullshit? Like, nobody is like, oh my god, what did Alexis say? Like, just tell us then. She showed us what she showed us. Why don't you rebut? And then we can see which one of you are telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know how to debate.
But in my voice memos, like, you can literally hear me say, like, wasn't my finest moment. I was really drunk. I was sad, etc., etc. I guess I just wanted to feel something other than, like, the sadness and the depression I was going through in that moment. Plus, I was really drunk. My brain was not fully there. When people get drunk like that, sometimes they make decisions that they normally wouldn't. I don't regret it, though. Like, at all. Like, Dalton is genuinely such a great person, and I hate that he has been dragged into this. I think it's very, very weird to me.
I don't think she hates it at all, because she just looked at herself.
Alexis using this situation and this person, like, it's not tea. It's cruel. Like, I almost don't even see the point. Like, she tried to, like, dot the I's and cross the T's in her video to, like, make it make sense of why she's talking about it, but really she just wants to, like, air out all my stuff. But I'm sorry, sexuality can be and is fluid, but I am a lesbian. But whether I was straight or bisexual, it doesn't even matter. I am who I am. During a vulnerable night for me, where I was in a
dude, she is trying her damnedest to avoid all of the underage allegations. Like, she's just not answering the real questions that everybody has. Again, we're just trying to mystify by throwing everything at us.
Vulnerable state, and I made a decision that I normally wouldn't have, turning that into a like way to monetize something that should not be monetized.
Oh, 1,000%. I would have done the same fucking thing. I would have done the same thing. If I had... So unfortunately, my abusive exes, they're not big into the social media and stuff. So, and like, that's not surprising because they don't want to show how they really are to people. One of them does have social media and they post to it to make it seem like their life is a lot better. So there's, trips, and I got, a 1990 like Camaro or something like it's like those, like the fun times and the quote unquote what they think is the good shit, to make people, like envy them, because that's all that they want. Or that's all that they do, I guess, is like look at people and what they have and then gauge them from there. It's like, are you better than me or are you not better than me? It's really a sick process. I ended up coming to a conclusion for a couple of my exes, in a sense that the way that I carry myself, and because I'm here as a mixed race Black woman in America, I'm often set apart anyway, right? I am very blessed in just my body. I feel very I feel confident in myself, but that confidence, like I've mentioned, is sometimes fake it till you make it. And that's what I hold myself to. And then I would let myself be my normal in front of these people, and be truthful and not have my customer service voice on, and like not be in the people pleasing mode, because I thought I could be that way with them, and not, and it got to the point where they were like, well, why are you one way with people and then another way like with me? And I'm like, oh, well, and I think this was me not realizing that I was masking a lot, like my ADD that I'm now diagnosed with, and my people pleasing and my attachment styles. I didn't know any of that stuff yet, but I was able to articulate to them, well, I mean, especially like my customer service stuff, if I'm working and I'm getting paid, I'm trying to do the best that I can. Therefore, yeah, I'm gonna talk more respectfully. I'm going to sometimes I do put on a different like voice if I'm talking to a stranger, but like that's me. And then eventually like I chill the fuck out, sell what I need to sell in the store, and then keep it moving, you know, and everybody leaves happy. I don't try to take advantage of people. I don't try to I don't try to use people's free will against them. And when you're dealing with people that do that, they don't understand that you can just get through life being yourself. And then like I said, they're always looking at what do you have that I don't have. And I think that that's one of the traits that both of my exes had seen in me, is that people genuinely like me. I'm a light that comes in. I don't deplete. I try my best not to, I should say. I'm a helpful person, you know, I'm willing, you know, even if I don't want to do it, I'm willing to at least offer help, or at least if you ask me, like I would help at a heartbeat. Back then I was just back then I was a yes man to everybody. Now things have definitely changed. I definitely use my discernment more now, because I've come to realize that having those traits rubs a lot of people wrong. And they don't like when you bring light in to shine in their darkness, in their shame. That is not something that most people like. It's just rough, man. It's just rough. It's rough because they don't tell you these things as you're growing up. It's just something that you have to learn, that not everybody's good. Not everybody has even their best interests at heart. And when you're put in a place with those people when you're not that way, it gets very heavy, like how Amberlynn's chest feels when, I don't know, she walks up a stair or something.
Is crazy work, and it shows what kind of a person she is. And I just want to say this: if I wasn't a lesbian, Dalton would have been it. Like, Dalton would have been it. Like, sweet, attractive, attentive, kind, nice home.
Why are we doing this? Is she if anything, Dalton's getting more ass now. I mean, that's a question I'll ask Dalton. I'll say, listen, are you do you feel like you're getting more companions, or do you feel like you're getting less companions after this whole thing with ALR? I would venture to say that this will probably be more. Now, I'm only talking like maybe, 55-45. Okay? It's not quite 50-50, because that would mean that Amberlynn's on the same level. No. I think that he would be getting more in the 55 range than less. And I think it's really close, but I think he would get more. And like, now she's gonna, oh my God, this is gonna make it worse. Why doesn't she realize that when she expands in more ways than one, that it's worse for her? Like, everything keeps going bad. So why don't you try the opposite now? Like, your 10-year cycle's over. Go get your tarot read. Oh my God, would you guys want me to like read her birth chart and stuff? That'd be fun.
Nice car, good job, like the whole nine. But it didn't feel right to me. In my gut, it did not feel right to me. And I'm actually grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that it was with someone like him. It's not a time I'm ashamed of or anything like that.
That's how long we've been friends, right? And by friends, I just mean internet correspondence for probably like 2 weeks, if that. She didn't say how she met him either. That's a question I'd like to know. How'd you meet Dalton? Where'd he come from? I also do want to know where Dalton lives. He looks like, and I've mentioned I'm from the Northeast, the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, area, and Maryland area, Delaware area, all of it. Everything's so tight on the Northeast of the United States. You can literally go through like 7 states in the course of like an hour, probably. Anywho, I don't know, because again, I'm not on the other sites, and I don't dig too deep because I already spent enough time on this woman. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'll let the experts do that. I don't have the mental fortitude for it. So I think Dalton, I think he showed like a nice car, and I don't speak car at all of this is alleged. I'm talking out of my face, and it's my opinions. So I think he to me, he seems like a person from probably Pennsylvania. I would say outside of a major city. So that would be like Philadelphia, maybe even, on the other side, Harrisburg, but that's more like Geordie's side. I don't feel like I don't think he like acts like that. So I feel like he's from outside of Pennsylvania or the tri-state area. So that could be New York. New Jersey doesn't really have too many big cities. Because it's so close to Philadelphia. It's between both of New York City and Philadelphia. So I feel like he's from that area, just given the car that he has, and wants to flex on. All the dudes want to flex on their car. And then like, I don't know, just his general look. That's what I'm guessing. I'm gonna go with that, and that's my guess.
But to have that story be used by my ex-best friend is crazy to me. All while knowing that, like, I'm not saying anything.
It looked like she looked at the camera there.
It's not a time I'm ashamed of or anything like that. But to have that story be used by my ex-best friend is crazy.
All right. Well, okay. Now, not only do I have my hypotheses about... Oh, man, I really wish I got that other shot. Not only do I have my hypotheses about Dalton now, I'm just furthering that this might be a storyline, guys. This whole thing might be a storyline. She might still be friends with Alexis too. Why? I don't think it's beneath Amberlynn to again get her flying monkeys in her mind to do her beck and will if they will, even if they're quote unquote dropping tea. Now I'm gonna put this at regular speed. She's gonna mention Alexis, and okay, she mentions Dalton first and her experience with him. She looks right at the camera, right? When she goes into Alexis, though, we go sideways and she looks at herself and comes back to the camera. All right, check it out.
Oh, 9, but it didn't feel right to me. In my gut, it did not feel right to me, and I'm actually grateful for that experience, and I'm grateful that it was with someone like him. It's not a time I'm ashamed of or anything like that, but to have that story be used by my ex-best friend is crazy to me.
Ex-best friend, and she looks at the viewfinder for ex-best and then back at the camera for friend. That's where I think, and like, I think she's lying. So in my opinion, I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that her and Emily are still together, which I kind of believe too. And then I've thought that her and Alexis have been in cahoots with this, because people, especially girls, dudes, y'all don't even know, but especially girls and ones that are wackadoo, there's literally nothing. There's literally nothing that's beyond them, beneath them, whatever. I mean, she's already said that talking to the younger kids is not a thing with somebody who's in their 20s. And then I feel like she lied about that too. Like, oh, he's only 18. He doesn't look 18. And let me see. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying, so now you're the adult. You're the one who can rent a car and then take all the people aged 15 to 20. Like, come on, man. You're dating one of them. It's just so strange.
All while knowing that, like, I'm not saying anything personal about her. I know so many personal things about her. Spoke daily for hours at a time.
Another lie. She looked at the viewfinder. Wouldn't it be crazy if Alexis is the one who baited Amber? Amber likes to talk. You can get her to talk. Like I said, I'm in customer service. Amberlynn is going to talk to you about anything. What if Alexis just like got all this stuff on Amber because Amber just, gabbed about herself? And that's why she says that, is to be like, don't forget I got stuff on you too, Alexis. No, you don't. And Alexis probably knows that. Shiesty.
I have not said anything personal about this woman. A lot of the things that Alexis has been sharing about me hasn't been her story to tell whatsoever. Honestly,
it's just all very. It just feels all very performative to me. There, I said it. I have been reflecting a lot, and I look back at my time and my friendship with her. And I feel like she used me, especially during like vulnerable moments. Like, her having a friendship with me just gave her the chance to collect personal information just so she could exploit me later on. That is genuinely how it feels to me. Like, there were... And, like you like to say, Amber, two things can be true at the same time, baby girl.
So many times where, like, I would send her a voice memo and I noticed that she would save it. Yep. And I'd be like, why did you save the voice memo?
Because she was collecting on you, you dumb F. Okay, that further solidifies my hypothesis. Yeah. Alexis has all this tape on Amber for some reason. Amber thought she was in a space and decided to read all her journals out loud, which she probably did. Because now she comes online and reads them. I can't.
She'd be like, no, I didn't. And I'd be like, but it says you did. But like, that naive side of me and that side of me that wanted to trust her, in my brain, I was always like, well, maybe she is telling the truth. Maybe her phone.
This hairstyle always makes me think that she should just, like, do you guys remember, I'll do T2. So Edward Furlong, you guys probably have no idea who that is. I used to have the biggest crush on him. And it was before Terminator 2. I saw him as an older teenager in this movie. It was like supposed to be a scary movie. And it was called Mind Scan. It's so camp. I loved it. I'll put a little blurb here. Oh, maybe if I find, anyway. Yeah. Insert mine. But anyway, her hair, I feel like she could like cut it and be like, have it short like that. Like Edward Furlong style.
Really did glitch, or maybe something really did happen. Maybe she really didn't save
Glitch.
it. But it turns out she did. And it turns out that she is taking all the experiences that I lived off of YouTube that didn't affect her at all, might I add. All those experiences, she saved them almost like in files. It feels like, Jesus Christ. And she's using that for her benefit. And really, if you guys had to look at it from a different point of view, who was really the bad friend? Me or her? This whole thing, like, I shouldn't.
What is this? Am I being punked?
Have had to talk about this unless I wanted to. And I feel that way about a lot of things that have been said and shared. And I will continue keeping my silence. But the fact that Dalton was involved in this, it made me feel like heavy on my heart that like I needed to speak up. He's a good person.
And shit, what if Dalton's in on it too? He said he's trying to grow his channel. He got 2 subscribers or something like that.
A great person, and he doesn't deserve to be like brought in this like hemisphere of just like vile poison. I'm gonna go back to not talking about Alexis because I feel much better when I do that, and she's gonna run a whole channel reflected around me. I'm gonna go ahead and call that obsession. Anyways, I'm gonna end this vlog. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Call it what you will, call it what you wish. You're a mess. She is like so smug. She thinks that this is like, I don't even know, dude. That's what I mean. Maybe, I mean, this is like a TV show. Because, well, there it is. Takeaways. I think the story goes, to predict the rest of the season, I think the story goes, they're all in cahoots with each other. Dalton is trying to get his foot in the YouTube door. Alexis, yes, she's trying to make money off of ALR. I feel like ALR either wrote or co-wrote with Alexis and maybe even Dalton, because he is brought in, what this storyline is. Like Dalton knew that the 2 blob people were going to do that and bring him out, introduce his character. And then as for the blob people, I think they could still be frenemies things. I don't know. Amberlynn is always talking about the frenemies podcast thing all the time. She always wants to start a podcast with somebody. So maybe this is her version. You know what this reminds me of? It's like we're in the underground part of Us, the movie. It's like we're in the underground part where, up top, the girl's really at the carnival winning the t-shirt, all that stuff. And then down below, you're actually in the middle of a padded room, harsh lighting, and like rabbits, floating around. If you haven't seen Us, it was fun. I just like all horror movies. So yeah, if you want any recommendations, and obviously, like I said, I like everything. I'll watch the crappiest horror movie just to laugh at it. I am at the point that I do kind of fast forward, as you can tell. Like, I just want to get through some stuff. And, but then I usually go back and like, because I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, the mind of a neurodivergent person. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by again. If you're new, hey, I'm Curly. I started a channel because I saw folks like Amberlynn Reid and Foodie Beauty have a channel. And then I saw their counterparts like Jordy, Oh Lordy, it's Jordy, Karina Kaboom, Salty Crab. I saw the counterparts able to retort, and I thought that was fun. So yeah, I wanted to try it. I also want to see, and hear right now, more, people of color online, more women. Let's get more women's voices out here, please. Like, we need to share. And like, we're all so different. All the boys are the same and all the girls are different. So like, or at least we can articulate it. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to be a channel that, somebody who is just looking for a similar voice for them, can come and chill and watch this trash. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.